That's right, and we'll take a look here. We'll see where that zone's going to be in a moment. Hot spot, obviously, on Sorting Factory, so whichever team is dropping Sorting will have that to themselves. Looks like a split drop towards Harvester, and then the rest of the team flying across Fragments over towards Epicenter. That's probably Complexity dropping Epi, and we have Energy and the like typically dropping over towards Skyhook. On board, though, with Team Liquid to kick things off. Speaking of Skyhook, they got one person completing the trials, two splitting. Skyhook getting quite a significant amount of loot, and that's the best thing about dropping trials in Skyhook. This is the best singular drop in terms of loot that you leave with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Besides the fact that Complexity is taking 3 POIs, I believe that the Skyhook trials is definitely the best drop.
There we go. Finally, a zone on the south side of the map. We'll have a little shake up here, and Crummy's going to get shaken right into the ground as he's knocked Tech alongside Simply, trying to survive if possible. Tech's going to get a nice shot on the right hand here, seeing if he can push this fight, but Caustic Gas is abundant, and it's not looking good for Ability Legends. They are out of this one, currently in 7th place, and that will certainly hurt them. This might actually push them out of top 10.
Absolutely, and there is another team on the high ground getting shots on them. Shiny will not make it to the Horizon Q, and he will go down. But they are dealing a lot of damage on Team Cruelty, and there comes the fight.
That's right, Team Cruelty currently posted up. Repping that Bloodhound, and here comes the ultimate from Reptar of Complexity. Not going to do a whole lot of damage just yet. It's going to be a different member of Complexity. It's Fun that gets a kill in the elimination feed. That's actually on Absolute Monarch, and now it's going to be all up to Reptar to survive and try to rat his way to success.
And he may rat his way to success. He might be able to retrieve the banners. He did get a knock, and he's going to have to 1v2 this as the team comes for him, but he realizes that he does not want to do it. He wants to survive as long as possible. He opts for the battery. The movement with Horizon is just so insane, and just not getting he falls is absolutely game-changing.
Pawpaw got replaced by Lou on that team, and then we're jumping on board with Ranked is Harder, which, can I just point out, this team, I have the utmost respect. Their whole team is like a play on how Ranked is harder than ALGS, supposedly, and they are playing Ranked Legends. Literally, I think that's what they're doing. Octane and Revenant in play here after they dominated the competition last ALGS with a unique team composition. They're doing it now with Octane, and they're making it work.
They are making it work. At first, I was trying to analyze why this comp was not working, but last game, this game, they proved us wrong. They are making it work for sure.
That's right. Joining aboard mouse and keyboard. Speaking of, I mentioned Pow earlier getting replaced on that CLG squad. Frex is getting replaced from that NRG squad, but joining mouse and keyboard and making some pretty solid impact. They're currently in 17th place though, so they need a pop-off game here. That's gonna be 1 kill point for them. Kudos to them. They'll be able to now reset. They're gonna have to make a rotation here in this late game, but 5 squads remain here, girl, as we have one more circle close before our epic final circle.
Yeah, so we've seen Solafide take this spot early on. They've actually bullied the team off of this area, and now it seems like they have the best spot in the game here. So we'll see if they are able to hold this high ground, bully everyone away from them. They do have a team underneath them that will have to come up behind them. Actually, no, maybe they're going to be able to play the low ground. So they just got to focus on the teams above and design full, even playing aggressive. He's got his team on the high ground covering for him. So he's going to try and get these kills behind the rock, but hopefully he does not overextend here.
Yeah, that's right. He's like going back and forth, deciding if he wants to push that or not. Much like he's been doing all game long. This is actually ridiculous. They picked this rock early on, decided to grief a team from that rock, and I was going to call it the Solafide rock, and now it officially is. They've maintained this positioning throughout the game. 5 squads remain, about to be 4, as it looks like Rogue and Ranked is Harder is fragging out. As now they are down to 2, Team XD down to 2, and we'll see. Actually, Team XD down to 1, make that none. 4 squads remain.
Yeah, he tried to recover the banners. As a crypto, you're going to be able to get that revive off, but in a situation like this, not gonna happen. So they are out of the game. 4 squads left, 3 of them full squad. Solafide looking really good right now.
That's right. And meanwhile, Ranked is Harder is gonna have to find a rotation through. We're gonna drop an arc star to hopefully buy them some time, but not gonna matter much. The verticality is gonna help. And look at that, this is a beautiful aerials. We're gonna see just people dropping like flies in the sky right there, trying to rotate, but obviously not much they can do. Bronzy's former member of Golden Guardians performed well in the Lulu's Throwdown. Well, he's here in the ALGS finals as well. I've been impressed by Bronzy for the past few months. Drops going to get taken out, and that should be it for Ranked is Harder. Solafide on top of the pedestal in a perfect position to close this one out, girl.
A lot of respect to Bronzy's. He was one of the more OG Apex players, and love to see him back into competitive Apex here, and they're doing really well. Top 3, so we have mouse and keyboard on the low ground. It's going to be hard for them to take this zip line and survive later on, but you never know. The zone's going to close in very slowly, and ooh, Bronzy with the spray, with the Volt, very good close range weapon, but he has a charge rifle as the secondary weapon, so he's basically only got one gun.
And I wonder if mouse and keyboard's going to decide to third party this, or if they're just going to be content letting these teams fight a pure 3v3, and then they are going to skirmish the last team. It looks like Solafide has the advantage for now, but as I say that, I take that back. It's going to be Pride Kuma taken out too. It's going to be Designful and Resulta, and just like that, Solafide is out of this one. And here comes the third party that I talked about and alluded to. It's mouse and keyboard. The easiest win that they will likely get is they just had to come in, clean up crew and Al5, take out one, and just like that, mouse and keyboard is your champions. But kudos right there to South State. Another great game for South State. And like you said, you hit the nail on the head, girl. Bronzy's back and competing in Apex Legends, former member of Golden Guardians. It is great to see Bronzy's competing again because, boy, has he made his stamp in competitive Apex history.
Let's talk about those Game 4 results and see how the math has shaken out. Tom, what are we expecting here for some of these numbers?
It depends on how many kills we saw coming out for mouse and keyboard, because if they put up a big game, see, it's a big game, but not as big as, say, a game like South State has too, because they're already sitting close to the top of the leaderboard. So that's even bigger for South State that they've been able to get towards there. Keep in mind, this is the third game, I think, out of 4 games they've placed inside the top 5. So they're really showcasing what they're made of. Yes, they're not putting up a lot of kill points, but mouse and keyboard, you're going to take a win no matter how many kills you're going to get in this type of situation. Every win is so difficult here in a grand finals type of situation. Ranked is Harder having their best game overall, still not as many kill points as they would hope for. CLG had a pretty solid game too, and they're going to continue to still hold that #1 spot. But you start to see now, after game number 4, the math starts to play a big factor here. 5 and 6, 2 games left. You have 14 points to make up of your South State. Team Liquid's basically trying to hold on top 3 while they're trying to take over the #1 spot, because keep in mind, the top 3 teams are going to make it into the playoffs. If you place in the top 10, you're going to qualify for online tournament number 3 happening